Hey guys, happy Tuesday to you.
No, it's not
Oh,
Tuesday. You're funny.
happy Saturday to you. Or
Don't
in some
be
parts of the
saying
world, it's Sunday.
Tuesday now. Then I'm on the wrong show because Tuesday I do Bigfoot Michigan Rob.
And I was just thinking as the open was going, and I'm like, so far it's been great. And I'm like, okay. And then I almost forgot to put us on camera on stage. And hey Jojo, how you doing? Okay, so happy Saturday to everybody. Right off the bat, this was just awesome to see. Leafy Monkey, thank you so much
Twice.
for not one,
Hmm.
but two. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Leafy Monkey. And by the way, I love that name, Leafy Monkey.
Yeah,
That is pretty cool. So, how are you doing today?
I'm actually pretty good. I've done nothing today. I got out one time and went to the gas station and got my tea, and that's it.
Really,
That's all I've done.
really, you
I've been
have not
working.
you have not missed anything here. It's been a ugly, gloomy,
Hmm.
rainy day here in St. Louis. It's just
Yep.
disgusting.
Yeah,
But
and it's going to be worse all week.
yeah, we're supposed to get snow, I think, tonight or tomorrow night. And
Yeah, like
then,
Tuesday night,
yeah,
Wednesday.
and
Yeah.
then back to the ice box we go. Like
Hmm.
the low, like around zero.
Yeah, it's going to be
So,
awful again.
yeah. So, yeah, Josh, Tuesday,
That's funny. It happens. You there? You're on mute.
can you hear me now?
I can now. You were on mute.
How do I do that? I
I
didn't
don't
touch,
know.
I didn't touch my mouse or anything.
I have no idea.
I hit this.
I don't know. You put yourself on mute.
And here I thought we were off to a really perfect start. No, it's always interesting.
It's all good.
It's
All good,
it's all
Paul.
good. Hey
Yep.
guys, we have a great show for you today. I promised you guys that we were going to go back over to Australia. We had um, uh, Pete on from God. I'm blacking out today. Night Watchers Australia on Dan and Pete a
Mhm.
couple weeks ago, and we're going to go back over there here a little bit later on today. Angela Arcadi, I believe I said that. Did I say that right, Angela? She's backstage right there. She's saying no. Yeah. Angela's going to come on here in a little bit. And then next week, we're going to go back to Australia. So we're going to be in Australia quite a bit. Jojo, how you doing? Anyway, before we bring Angela out, we have just a quick mention about the conference coming up.
Mhm.
Krista, can you do the honors so I can not make an idiot of myself?
Thank you, Kelly. Real quick.
Thank you,
Um,
Kelly.
yeah, it's September 19th and 20th. And we've added people to this list since then. Let me see. I got to go to text here. Hold on. Text texted me because he added people too. So I got to see who it is
Here,
here.
I'll just put this one
So
up.
there you go. There you go. So we have We'll go back to the other one.
Oh, hang on. There we go.
So we have basically everybody and their brother coming to our conference. It seems like,
Yeah.
but we have added Dale Boswell. He is a musician, and I guess he's played with some pretty big name people in the music circuit. And then he also has BookFit on his property. He is coming as a special guest. And we added Martin Groves as a speaker, and Martin will be speaking on Friday night. So Friday night's going to roll with, we're going to do the meet and greet. We're going to have Martin Groves. We're going to have Miguel Ramirez from Sasquatch Theory. And then Chris Garitano's film is going to be all Friday night. All the rest of the speakers will be on Saturday. So it's going to be fun. Come and see us. Tickets are on
Yes.
sale now.
It will be awesome. Can't wait for this. And I know
Mhm.
some of you in chat are have tickets already. So looking forward to seeing as many of you there.
Yep.
Quick thank you
Pancho
to
says he's in
he's in
Richmond right
Richmond.
now.
Awesome. Getting it ready for us, cleaning things up out there.
Yeah, we got a while yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Kelly Sandiford. Sandiford.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say names. I'm just going to say, hey, thank you, Kelly,
Yes,
for
appreciate it, Kelly.
the donation. Appreciate you
Hmm.
very, very much. All right, so let's bring Angela back on stage. Hi,
Hey.
Angela.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for
Awesome.
having me on.
Oh, you're welcome. Was I even
Absolutely.
close with your last name?
Bacardi. It's
Okay.
like the drink Bacardi. Just think of
Oh,
Bacardi.
Hey, there you go.
I normally do. So that hey, that works out great.
That works.
Yeah.
It works.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
So, welcome to the show and welcome to America for the night.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, real quick, before we get into the meat of the show, can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself and
Yes.
where we can find you? And we have the links up there on for YouTube and your Facebook page as well. So,
Beautiful. So I mostly deal with Facebook. If you look up Spirit Crew Australia, there are group chats as well. Now, you may get a bit confused because there are quite a few Spirit Crews out there. So Spirit Crew Australia was the main page,
mhm.
which I started around 6 or 7 years ago. I started this with my mother and sister, and it just grew and we've expanded. We do a lot of lives. We enjoy doing lives, just being in that moment with our viewers and trying to get evidence right off the bat,
Mhm.
and letting the viewers find the evidence as well. So, yeah,
Awesome.
we've been doing it for a while.
And you know it. You mentioned backstage when we were kind of talking a little bit about ghost hunting and everything. There's your
Mhm.
YouTube channel there as well.
Mhm.
Excuse me. You like doing the lives a lot more than just recording it and everything. And
I
I kind
do.
of agree with you there. I mean, not only do you have your senses going, but you have all kinds of other people listening in as well, and
Exactly.
they can see just as much as we can.
Absolutely. That's what we were aiming for.
Hmm.
Obviously, we're not going to get everything. When you're in that moment, you're not going to
Sure.
pick up on everything. So the viewers go back and they let us know. They tell us, "Oh my God, we saw this," or we heard a voice. So we can actually replay it. We can download the live and go through the footage, obviously, and pick up those disembodied voices. But that's the whole point of it. It's just really getting
Mhm.
involved with the viewers.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
We
Thank
like
you.
doing the lives too. It's because you might miss something and they might see
Yeah,
something. You just never know.
exactly. And also, when you actually get an amazing piece of evidence, no one can
Hmm.
actually go back and say, "Oh, she edited it." It's
Right.
fake, or it
Right.
can't be when it's live,
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
I think that's why I do it a lot more.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
stops
Yep.
all that negative
Sure.
comments that come through.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and then you could always go back and still edit it. And I mean, I would think with people seeing it on the live as well, and then
Mm,
going back and seeing the edited version, that oh yeah, I'm sure they didn't fake that. So
Hmm.
exactly.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. How long have you been into the paranormal? I know you said you've been doing this for a few years.
Yeah. About 7 years now.
I mean, even before you started doing the live stuff on Facebook, were you
Well,
always interested in this, or?
absolutely. From a young age, I grew up in a really haunted house. Now, I'm not one of those people that can say I saw anything because I never did. It's more I felt it.
Hmm.
Being at a young age, that feeling when I was the youngest of my family. So I was always the one that had to
Hmm.
go get things for my sisters, like, Ange, can you go to my room and get this or get that?
Right.
And so when I'm walking, that feeling, that heavy feeling that someone's
Hmm.
behind you, so
Mhm.
you start
Hmm.
running. This house we lived in, my sister, my elder sister, she went through a lot, to the point where sheets were thrown off the bed and scratches. And my
Hmm.
father saw a lot as well on his own. And I always had that feeling. I knew what was happening, but I never saw anything.
Yeah.
So my interest just really spiked up from that moment. And my mum was a registered nurse. So she would come back and tell me so many stories of what she would see in nursing homes.
Mhm.
And, you
Hmm.
know, having my sister and my mother with all our different experiences, we you get addicted. You want to find out more.
Mhm.
And, I think the adrenaline behind me was more interested because I love that adrenaline of not knowing. And
Mhm.
let's be honest, we never know. After how many
Right.
years now, we still
Yeah.
just new at it because you never really get answers.
Mhm.
You know what you see, you know what you go through, but you still question everything.
I wonder what it is about being a kid and walking through a house, especially in the basement, and feeling like something's watching you. Because I had that a lot when I was a kid.
Mm.
And I never really thought anything of it. I just thought it
Yes.
was, me being a kid and being scared of the dark back then. But that's just
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
I
So,
think it's the heaviness.
go ahead.
Yeah, it's the heaviness, that feeling of
Hmm.
someone watching you, and you hear the footsteps, you hear these noises, but I never saw anything until I started doing the lives.
Really? Really?
Yes.
Um, actually, there's a quick question in here. Jojo, who is also from Australia, asked, "Whereabouts in Australia are you?"
In South Australia,
Okay. I
so Adelaide.
okay. I know
Mhm.
Jojo's told me where you or where she is. I'm not sure. I think she's closer to Sydney. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, New South Wales. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that's close to her. So nothing. You never saw anything when you were a kid. And what did your dad see? You
No.
said he saw things.
Oh God, did he ever? I'll never forget this because we grew up in a very European family. So my father was a very strong, wouldn't say much kind of guy, very stern and wouldn't talk about paranormal.
Hmm.
And I remember the night where he was sleeping in bed and he woke up in the middle of the night and he saw an old man, like with grey hair. He had no teeth and he was leaning over my dad. And my dad said the first thing he did was turn around and punch it, thinking it's a person. And he freaked out and he disappeared for almost 2 days. He didn't even tell us what happened. He was
Wow.
so scared. He went to his sister's and then my mum was like, "What are you doing? Where have you been?" And it was really hard for him to talk about it. And he said, "Okay, look, this and this happened, and there's been a lot of things going on in this house." And then my sister, she would, I remember waking up during the night and I would hear her screaming, and I'd run into her room and she would have scratches, and her sheets would get thrown off the bed, and there'd be so much activity that would happen to everybody else, but I never actually saw anything. It was, and that's where I got hooked because I really wanted to see something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you ever look up the history of that house you lived in? If anybody died there, or if it was built on any kind of spiritual grounds or
It
anything?
was, it was an older house. I know it was a much older place. I think, I think it's the people that are actually in the
Mhm.
house that can make it active. I think because you had my father and my sister that were like empaths, and had an ability to see things and to go through this. I think that's kind of like a beacon, like a lighthouse.
Mhm.
That's how I look at things. I look at it as, if someone has some kind of ability, it doesn't necessarily mean that the place could be haunted. It could be the people.
Mhm. I also think
So
too, like them feeding into it is feeding it essentially, which is amping
absolutely.
up activity and things like that too. Hmm.
Hmm.
Absolutely. So, I don't know if anyone else has experienced anything in this house since, but
Hmm.
from that moment, I had one experience in that house that, like I said, I never saw anything, but this is what really got me, and I think has got me to, if anyone knows me, they know I am terrified of dolls. Terrified. So it's like a joke for me, but everyone loves it, but I literally am terrified. Um, I was around about 11 years old and I was sitting in my room and I was coloring in, little girl, just colouring in, and my parents bought me this doll. And you know those dolls that you feed, and when you lift up and the eyes blink, and they look
Mhm.
real, And I had her sitting on my bed, and I'm colouring in, minding my business, and for some reason, something told me look that way. When I turned my head, and no word of a lie, it's something I'll never forget. Um, the doll's head just slowly turned and looked at me. The
Oh,
whole
that's creepy.
neck just went like that.
Whoa.
I was so petrified that if you ask my mother this question, for 2.5 years, I kept this doll in the closet. I used to come home from school, step on it, punch it. Like I would literally like just kill it all over again every day and then lock it back up in the closet. And my mum used to say to
Wow.
me, "Why don't you just get rid of it?" And I said, "No, because I need to know where it is. Like I need
Mhm.
to know where this doll is. And I feel much more safer knowing it's in the closet." So every day I used to do that. And that to me really scared me. That was petrifying for a little girl.
Wow. I
Yeah,
can only
Yeah,
imagine. I bet it was.
I think it would
it
be
was.
petrifying for a grown adult if you see a doll's head turning and
Yeah,
looking at you. North Alabama
absolutely.
Cryptid, Mr. and Mrs. Knack, thank you very much for becoming a member. Appreciate you guys. Oop, wait, what did I do? What did I do? Get me out of that. So as you were talking, I don't know if I hit my desk or not. I have, I don't know if you can see this over here. I have a cat ball right over here.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
And as you were talking about your doll head turning, that thing went off.
I'm not
Oh, wow.
surprised.
Wow.
That's just weird. Um,
Wow.
so and I usually keep it there for and I also have a K2 meter next to it, but that didn't move. So I'm thinking I might have bumped the table or something. But um, yeah, I usually have that there, and it's never gone off on a show before. Um,
Oh, Jesus. Well, I hope you don't have any dolls back there with you.
I won't say. Do stuffed animals count? Are they okay?
I'm pretty sure it could be anything these days. Who
Yeah.
knows?
I got. Thank you, Josh, for
Yeah. Thank you.
the 5 new members. Appreciate you,
Mhm.
sir. My Josh Castro, my very first member. So I appreciate that.
Yes.
Um, so that whole thing just kind of threw me off track. I don't remember what I was talking about.
We'll
So
just,
go ahead.
I was going to say, maybe we'll just say that you just bumped it, you know?
I think I did.
Mm.
Hmm.
I'm sitting here bumping the table and nothing's going on.
Well,
Okay.
never know then.
We'll see. We'll see.
Hmm.
Um, so when you go on these investigations, and I try not to say ghost hunting because
Mm,
they're around us, so you really don't have to hunt too much for them.
Hmm.
absolutely.
When you go on these investigations, do they ever just kind of stick you in like a doll room just to see what would happen?
They did. It did happen to me. So
Tell me
we
about
went
that one.
to, oh my God. So we went to a penitentiary in Tasmania, myself and Pete and Dan from Night Watchers Paranormal Australia. And the boys surprised me with a haunted doll. And they did not tell me that I was going to be alone in the room with this doll. So we're in the chapel part, and I'm walking in. It's horrifying because they've given me a night vision camera. There are no lights on, so I'm stacking it 24/7,
Oh,
just like falling over everywhere. And then I finally get my composure. I look up and I'm like, "You are joking me." Like, not in these words, a lot aggressive.
I
And I
figured.
see this doll just sitting at the back, and the reputation of this doll that they actually had two in the room, that it had human hair and teeth in the doll that they
oh,
had gotten from some country. I didn't know much about it, but as I was recording, you could actually hear these disembodied voices come through of my name, just going, Angela, Angela. And I was freaking out. I couldn't stop looking at the doll. So I'm looking, they had a doll in front of me, they had a doll behind me. And I didn't know where to look. So I'm just looking back, forward, back, forward. And all I could picture is, please don't move. Please don't move. Please don't move. I'm gonna kill him when I get out of here. I'm gonna kill him. I was spewing. But yeah, a lot of disembodied voices. Thank God, I do my cross, it didn't move. Like they did not
Yeah.
move. But yeah, they definitely have done that to me.
You probably would have. You probably have seen a big old hole through the wall with you just running straight through it. Yeah.
God, yes.
So,
Definitely.
Pete, was he your fiance then, or just a boyfriend then? Did this to you?
Boyfriend then. Yeah, boyfriend.
And he's still around.
I'm pretty
And you
sure
still
we're not
are
together.
agreeing to marry him, huh?
Actually, no, I think we had just gotten back from
Oh,
Paris because, yeah, wait a second, because I'm thinking of the dates. We went to Paris and Pete proposed on top of the Eiffel Tower and did all
Very
that,
cool.
aw.
Very
yeah,
cool.
he outdid himself.
Yeah, I would
I
say
know
that.
Pete's there. Good job, Pete.
Yeah, good job, Pete. I'm impressed.
Yes, I was
And actually,
too.
when you kind of paused there after I asked if you were still engaged, I was kind of thinking, oh my God, what did we do? But
Oh no, no,
we're
I'm
together.
just
Okay.
the dates for me are terrible. I swear, the older I get, the worse I get with dates, and I'm just
Yeah.
I have to rethink everything.
Yeah. We have another doll lover in the house. BMR is in here. Another one who doesn't like dolls. So,
Oh
See, they
God,
don't
don't
bother
blame
me.
you.
no,
They don't
no,
bother me.
no. Angela, I got to send you a picture of my front yard for Halloween. I have all kinds of creepy looking dolls
Oh,
kind
great,
of strategically placed throughout the yard.
beautiful. Thank you.
I figure
Jesus.
you guys are a safe enough distance away that Pete won't get me that
Yeah.
far.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Um, so what's kind of the scariest thing that you've had happen to you while you were investigating?
Well, I had one, but recently I have to say I've had two now. The first one, I'll tell you a little background story on it. And around about the beginning of when I first started doing lives and really like an amateur, getting into it. And I had some people visit me from Victoria, and we went to this beautiful historic cemetery. It wasn't too big, beautiful white picket fence. It had a lot of stories behind it of, soldiers and so on. That night was the first time ever that I saw anything. Um, this was the real big one for me because I remember as we were walking in, there was the white picket fence, and I stopped because I saw three figures, and they looked like they were having a conversation. You could see the hands moving and the legs, and, and I'm like, I went to the ladies there and I said, okay, just wait. Let's just wait to see what they do because whoever's in the cemetery besides us, you've got to be a bit sus of that. It's just, safety first.
Hmm.
And as we're waiting, we're standing there, and you just see one of them start running. And as they're running, they went through the fence. Well, not jumping, it went through. And that's when I went, wait a second, did
Right?
I just see that? And it took me a moment, like it took me a couple of minutes to really get my composure and go, was that what I think it was? Like it was for that whole time, I thought they were people. And that's when I realized then there were no figures at all in the cemetery. And I was very hesitant that night. For some reason, I don't know, my guard was up. It didn't feel right. I felt really wary of my surroundings. And as we went in, I kept seeing things from, your peripheral eye, you're looking inside profile and you're seeing things moving, and you start questioning yourself. You think, okay, lack of sleep, because I was up the night before, I went out somewhere else, and I thought, oh, okay, it's my eyes, you're playing tricks on me. And we always try to, second guess ourselves. But then what got me was I was doing a live, and as I was leaving, I was saying goodbye to the people that had come from Victoria. And I had my phone in my hand, so this hand here, and I lifted my phone up just to say goodbye to the viewers. And as I did that, this overwhelming feeling came over me. It happened so quick that I actually looked, and then I just got in the car and went. But when I got home, I looked at the end of the footage. It was funny because I went straight to the end, because that's when I really felt just this weird feeling had come over me. I put it in the slowest possible motion. And I know I sent you the footage, and you can clearly see a black silhouette figure behind me, and he had put his hand over my mouth. And what gets me with that footage, it's not the hand itself, it's my reaction after. It's like the moment that hand moves off my face, I take a deep breath. And where it gets worse is that the next day, I didn't even sleep. I was up most of the night just really evaluating this, going, if this is real, Jesus, what else is out there? What else are we dealing with? Like, we're looking for spirits, and I know that wasn't what that wasn't a spirit. That was
Mhm.
something different. That was so when I did research into it, they're known for being shapeshifters.
Mhm.
And in another footage that I have, as I'm walking out, you can actually see this figure. It was white, like it was like a person, and it changed, and then it went into a black silhouette.
Ooh.
There's so much more. I've got so many clips from this night that,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a clip as well where we're sitting down and I'm filming, and you see it come out from the tree and jump on my mother's head and wrapped its arms around her face while we're having a conversation.
Oh my word.
I'll
Wow.
send you the footage when I get off. And
Holy
yeah, it was.
smokes.
And I haven't, to be honest with you, and like Pete says it to me all the time, why don't you post these things constantly? Why don't you put them up? You get nervous because, to be honest with you, you get these amazing footages and you get these incredible evidence, the negative feedback that you can get from something, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not tech savvy and I don't do all that stuff. I don't know how to Photoshop. I don't know how to do any of that. And
Right.
especially back then, I was like literally an amateur of doing a live,
Yeah.
and it was live. So I can't manipulate the
Mhm.
footage,
No.
and
Wow.
that's why I'm so into lives, because this
Mhm.
happened live.
Yeah.
And yeah, I couldn't manipulate that. But what got me, the next day I went to work, and the girl that I work with, Kim, I looked at her and I was still white in the face, and she goes to me, "Are you okay?" And I said, I showed her my mouth. My gums were raw red.
Wow.
Like, it was so sore that I actually had to go to the doctors and get medication. I had to get antibiotics.
Oh my God.
I don't know how to explain it. I literally, from this day, I still go to myself, okay, could it be this? Could it be that? But there's no explanation and
Mhm.
there's nothing. And I know, I mean, I caught it. You can see it on camera. There's no explaining it.
Wow.
It's,
So you did send it to me. Actually, Pete sent it to me. Can I
yes.
play it? Can I play it
Of
on here?
course you can. Absolutely. Go for
All
it.
right. It's 43 seconds long. It's in the middle where this happens. So let me bring this up. All right. There, I don't have any sound on this, so
Mm.
here we go. Oh, there is sound. Watch real close.
I look so happy.
There.
Ugh.
Holy cow.
But look at my reaction after. That's what gets me, is that deep breath.
Wow.
And as I turned my head, you hear a disembodied voice go, "Hey."
What do you think it wanted from you?
It wanted to be seen. Definitely. I have no doubt about that. It waited right to the moment I was saying goodbye. It's
Wow.
like it was a moment of, you know what? You're going to see me. And that was the moment I almost quit, to be honest with you. I actually was at a point, I didn't know how to explain it. And it really got to me because I got kids. And when you got young kids, you think to yourself, God, is this can't be safe? Like, you got to be so careful
Right.
on what you bring home. And
Hmm.
we were feeling drained at home for weeks. Like, it was like something sucking the life out of you. We
That's what
couldn't
I
get
was
energy.
wondering
So,
because the way it was just like, around your
yeah.
mouth like that. That's
And
just,
yeah, and you can see the hand being a
yeah,
silhouette, like you can see through it too. It's a shadow. And you got to remember that's a hand they'll be using for myself. So I can't do that. I'm holding the phone.
sure.
It's
Maybe it was come the other
impossible.
way.
That's
Wow.
right. Yeah. I mean,
Crazy.
that's one of the clips that I've got. I've gotten so many amazing evidence. There was another one where I went to this other cemetery, and this one's the one that Pete was telling you about, where it's really active. Stones getting thrown, disembodied voices. You get sworn at a lot. It was actually sunset was going down, and hadn't started the investigation. And before I start, I always record because you those moments where you're not paying attention, you can capture something.
Hmm.
And did I ever? I'm standing there talking to one of the girls, and my phone's facing that way towards one of the trees. It's incredible. I can send this to you too.
Can
I'm
you play
standing
that
there.
one more
All
time,
Yeah.
real quick? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I
that's
just
all
see
right.
Barbara. She says, "Wow, I got to see that again." I'm with her. I want to see it again too.
Hang on. I gotta find it.
Yeah. So there's a tree in front of me. I'm talking with somebody that way, and all you see is this massive 6, 7 foot Michael Myers look, like, big, like I'm talking
Yeah.
tall, just step out from the tree, and then another spirit next to him, like small. And you see him walk out from the tree, and then they walk right back in. It
Wow.
was
Wait a minute.
incredible. Like, I've
I
got the
missed.
footage. I can send that.
Oh, this was a different footage that you saw
Yeah,
this? I
different
missed
one,
something
different
else.
place. Yeah,
Holy
different place.
cow. That's it. I'm going to Australia to investigate with you. Did you hear
Different
the
place.
audio?
Yeah.
Did you hear
We
the
can't hear
audio?
the audio.
Okay.
No, we
All
can't
right.
hear audio.
There is audio. It's her saying stuff, and
Yeah,
that's
we can't hear it on this side.
okay. All right. Bring that up. Okay. Here it is.
Is there a way to possibly put it on the StreamYard thing and then play it that way? Because people are asking if you can make it bigger.
Okay. Yep. Give me a second. Let's stop this. Okay.
I know a
I'll
lot
get.
of people watch this with their phones, and it
Yeah.
might be a
Okay.
little difficult to watch.
Okay. Hang on a second. Let me.
Making you work tonight.
I know. Oh shoot. No, I don't
So,
want
do
to
you
play
have
that.
any plans to ever come over to the States?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You do. You look
After,
pretty
yeah.
sure.
After we do the movie that we're meant to do, I know Pete and
Mhm.
Dan spoke about it last time
Yep.
in London. Once we go to the UK and do what we got to do, the following year, I have a team in Canada. So there's Spirit Crew Canada as well.
Mhm.
And we want
Oh,
to go see them and do
Oh,
something with the girls. So that's going to be great.
awesome.
But yeah, so definitely going to head your way.
Yeah,
100%.
we're in Missouri, so definitely look us up, man. We'd love
Oh,
to meet y'all and maybe take you to
absolutely.
some haunted locations ourselves too. So
Yes, I'd love that. That would be incredible.
okay. It is coming on here in a
okay.
second. And I know my wife loves Australia, wants to go to Australia, but all the spiders there kind of
Oh
her.
God, please don't
Spiders
mention
and snakes
spiders.
that'll kill
Oh,
you.
Yeah,
snakes, spiders, I can't. I'm ready to
yeah.
move. Snakes and spiders, I can't do.
I don't do spiders either.
Oh God, and it's like they're getting bigger every day.
Yeah,
Oh God.
I don't mind snakes at all. Not
No,
at all. But I don't
can't do
like
it.
spiders.
Yeah,
All right.
spiders, snakes, and dolls, I'm out.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Here's the video again.
Have a safe trip, and we'll see you in Melbourne.
So real quick question.
Hey,
So we could hear
yes.
the sound this time, Paul.
Mhm.
Was that growling we heard while that was going
No,
on? No.
because I put it in the slowest possible motion, it's just
Gotcha.
the
Okay.
sound effects of that. Because it happens so quick. On the normal live, it's like a quick black
Mm-hmm.
thing that goes like that.
Okay.
So when I put it down so slow, it's just the
Sure.
sounds of it. It sounds
Okay.
creepy, but you can
Yeah.
actually hear
Good.
it say "hey" at the
Did you
end.
hear the
Like,
hay
hey.
at the
Wow.
end?
Yeah, yeah.
Krista, did you hear the hay at the end?
I did not.
Okay. One more time. At the very end, right after it comes out of the slow mo, you hear a hey.
Mm.
Have a safe trip. And we'll see you in Melbourne.
I heard the hay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
That was
incredible.
freaky.
That's really, I got to say, that's some incredible video there you
Yeah.
got for
It,
sure.
you
That
know
was
what?
pretty awesome.
And I got to give it all to the shapeshifter, whatever you want to call it, to the entity because it wanted to be seen that day.
Yeah.
It
That's
wanted to.
scary. Man, that's scary.
That really was. Yeah, that really was.
I got another picture here that I am downloading that Pete sent me as well. You were sitting on some
Oh,
steps.
this one was great. Yeah. My
It
sister and I, we went to a amazing hotel. It's called the Myland Hotel in South Australia. And it used to have jail cells underneath. And we were in the basement and we didn't use much equipment back then. Like we loved using our sensors a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Would have obviously our night vision camera and K2 meter. And there were some steps and we were pitch black. And I had placed the K2 meter in front of me and we were in the dark and all you can see is the K2 spiking to red. It was spiking up. And I said to my sister, I said, take a photo right now. I said, whoever's with me right now, can you come sit next to me and we can take a photo together? You know, come sit next to me. Don't be shy. And that's the photo.
Wow. Dang.
Yeah, that was impressive. I was so
Yeah.
happy about
That's
that one.
awesome. Very cool.
it
Yeah,
almost looks like you're
only
putting your head on
because
his shoulder.
I know he's got his leg over me too. It's very cozy.
What goes on over there?
I know.
Does, does anybody, and I asked this in chat, does anybody, do you guys hear any kind of clicking?
A
Okay.
little bit as we're talking, just a little
Unless
bit.
you're hearing my fish tank, maybe the water running.
No.
Yeah, there
It's
is clicking.
okay.
Not clicking, but it's.
Okay. Yeah, I hear, like right as we were coming out of that video, I heard a little bit of clicking. I'm
The
hearing it now,
static,
almost like,
like a
yeah,
static.
static. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Just curious. I don't know what that is. So cool. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, that definitely was something.
Mhm.
You know, I think that moment is what made me become stronger with what I do. You know,
Sure.
it was either a make it or break it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I questioned it. I thought, is it safe? Like I said, you know, having kids and, you know, a family life. But it made me, that's when I started getting addicted. And that's when I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to find more. And I was lucky to enough. That's probably the best footage with it grabbing me. I don't think I've actually filmed myself anymore. I don't think I actually turn the camera anymore for that reason. Because I always think to myself, I don't want to see it again.
Right.
You know, yeah,
Yeah.
but it's we've caught a lot, you know. Just recently I have to say another moment that I was really scared was going back around 3 months ago now. Pete and I, we were home by ourselves and as yeah, we were home by ourselves and the kids, because my kids go to their dad's every weekend, so no one's home. Pete's fast asleep. He's, you know, next to me asleep. The lights are out. And I'm on my phone, of course, looking up paranormal equipment. I'm searching through, seeing what else has come out. And, I'm just sitting there. And all of a sudden, I'll never forget this. I hear, Mum, my daughter's voice. And I looked up, and it took me a moment to actually grasp that they're not home.
Oh, wow.
And then I get this, Mum, help me. Oh my God, everything flew. I'm talking phone flew, everything. I'm sitting there shaking peak, going,
Mhm.
get up, oh my God, get up. I'm freaking out. I'm like, you know what? I just heard this. And he got up and he started searching the whole house. He's searching, he's running around, he's put the lights on. And he comes back in the room and he goes, there's nobody here. And I'm like, as soon as he sits on the bed, we get this on our bedroom door.
Oh,
3
wow.
Oh
knocks.
my God.
He gets back up.
3
He
knocks?
runs out again. Yeah, 3 knocks. He gets back out, runs out again. He's searching. He's running downstairs. He's coming up. He's like, what the? Like, he's freaking out. He comes back in the room and I said, Pete, you know what? Don't, because it wants us to chase it. Whatever it is, it's making fun. This is what they love
Mhm.
doing. As
Mhm.
soon as he goes back into bed, it was like a tune. And I looked at
Mhm.
him, I said, don't get up. Don't get up. But
Mhm.
leave the night lamp on because I can't sleep. I was traumatized from hearing my daughter's voice. Like it was
Sure.
a mimic. It was a mimic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
from that moment on, we had a lot going on. So my son, I would hear my son's voice going, hey, mum. And no, it wasn't him. Pete would get up to go to work and I'd be fast asleep. And he could hear my voice down the hallway going, come here, come. You know, um, we
Wow.
had so much. I think that's why we've calmed down a little bit with investigating. We had a little bit of a break. We got a priest to come over. We did been getting blessings every month, and it got me to a point where I was like, "Oh my God, if my kids hear this, oh,
Mm-hmm.
they'd be terrified."
Very fun.
So and I got to be careful. So we just calmed down a little bit from doing it. We started getting back into it again now. But yeah, that was a really scary moment for me because I
Yeah.
couldn't even deny it. I couldn't even make something up. I couldn't say it was something else. I know what I heard, and I'm
So
100%
was
accurate.
that when you heard your daughter's voice and the knocking, was that before or after the incident with the hand over your?
Oh, way after. The incident with the hand happened maybe now 4 years ago, about 4 years
Gotcha.
ago. Yeah.
Wow. Um,
So definitely.
so
Mm-hmm.
Barbara just put a comment. These stories have given me stomach cramps. I don't get cramps anywhere except legs after driving 8 hours. 8 hours. Seriously, these stories
Wow.
are hitting me different.
Oh,
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
sorry.
Yeah, very sorry, Barb, but
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's nothing serious, and I hope it's
Yeah.
just nerves for you.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and please, Barb, please kind of keep us updated in the chats after the show as to how you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very interested in that now.
Mm,
What that is. So these voices and stuff are in the house that you're currently in,
that's
correct?
correct. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
Are they
Um,
still
no. Thank
good?
God.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank God. It's been quiet. It's been nice. I haven't heard anything. And we have just bought in a kitten, and the cat's acting normal, and it's not sticking out. And, we've been looking at all
Mhm.
that. So thank God. Like, we're
Yeah.
really grateful about that. It's
Yeah.
different when you go out looking for it, but when you're at home
Mm-hmm.
and it's
Mm-hmm.
home with you, that's
Sure.
a different ball game,
Yeah.
a way
Yeah.
different ball game.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
Yeah. So do
Yeah.
you think you brought something back with you, or?
I personally think, and I've said this for many years, I do have attachments. I know I do. I know I've picked up a lot along the way. I think with all the places that I've been to, my God,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have no doubt. The problem is the attachments I have, they're aggressive and they love just stirring. I think mind over matter lately, the more you do this, the more confident and the more stronger you feel within yourself, you block it, because too many things. I've caught way too many things in investigations. You know, I can't, there's not many investigations I can actually say I hardly caught anything, you know,
Mhm.
and that's when I was saying to you from the beginning, it's people that are haunted. It's not
Yes.
necessarily the property all the time. I think
Sure.
people are haunted, you know, and I do think I have quite a bit around me.
Hmm.
You know, definitely get a lot of content.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you can just roll the camera at home and be
Uh,
having
how
a
Pretty
often do
conversation.
you
much.
how often do you get to go out and investigate?
Well, we try to do it. I know Pete said this last time. We do it once a fortnight. We did go to a location last Saturday night, and wow,
Cool.
that was amazing. We went to a location, a hotel called the Old Spot Hotel. It was built in around 1840s, and
Wow.
we were doing a Ouija board session, and I'm not keen with these Ouija boards. Pete loves them. I don't. You know, it's not
Yeah.
my cup of tea. It's a lot of peer pressure on his end. All right. So,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
know, we're sitting there and we're doing a Ouija board. And, you know, what I hate about Ouija boards is the planchette is moving. And all I can keep saying is, are you moving it? Are you moving it? Are you moving it?
Mhm.
Because you're going, this is impossible. How's it moving? You know, and it's moving, it's doing its thing. Wasn't making a lot of sense. But
Mhm.
then when we stopped the Ouija board, like, we got a footage of this. It's on my Facebook. We both got our hands on the table like this. And I turned around and I said, so if anyone's in this room with us right now, can you make these two noises? Right after it, it was two taps. Bang, bang. It was incredible. It was right after I asked to make the two taps. And then Pete went and investigated the hotel. He did
Mhm.
something for night watches, and I was by myself in the room. And when he came back, we had a camera rolling and we went outside. We went for a cigarette. And as we're sitting outside, we're sitting on the steps and we look up in the sky. This is where it gets really bizarre. And there's this green light in the sky. Look, at first I thought it was like a plane. And then I'm like, that's not a plane. That's moving very weird. Like, it's doing this, it's doing that, it's moving side to side. And then I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's a laser, you know, someone with a laser and, you know,
Sure.
playing around. No, not a laser. It's then hovering. So I'm thinking it's a drone. You know, we're going through
Mhm.
all this, we're looking at it, and then it disappears right in front of us, just disappears. And I'm
Wow.
looking at Pete going, okay, that was really weird. It was 3 a.m. in the morning. We go back into
Mhm.
the room, and I was recording, and we got a disembodied voice on the recording of my name, Angela, Angela.
Wow.
And that's why I keep saying to you, I know it's me. I know I have my own attachments because I always get my
Mhm.
name calling me, always. And
Wow.
then Pete and I, we thought, let's get some sleep. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. We need to get some rest. We got the camera rolling. You hear footsteps running up, footsteps
Wow.
coming back. Then you hear a woman, and she was a disembodied voice, and she said, it's going to be all right. It's going to take time. You
Wow.
know, it was the same woman talking. And you hear me in the background, and I'm waking Pete up going, did you just hear a woman? Like,
Mhm.
I could hear it. Like, you could actually hear it with your own ears. But it
Wow.
was all the way through till 6 a.m. We got so much activity just by sleep when we were sleeping.
Wow.
So,
That's
yeah, that
cool.
was an amazing place.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sounds like
and
it.
the reason I laughed right before you were telling the story and right before you named the Old Spot Hotel, I had just pulled your
Yeah.
Facebook page up over in this other screen, and I just scrolled down and it stopped right on there, and that was the Old Spot Hotel that you were talking about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the link in the chat again for their Facebook page. Go ahead and check that out. I can't
Mhm.
listen to it right now on their Facebook page, but you have some pretty cool videos from the old spot. It looks like about
Yes.
the voice and the footsteps at 3:30 a.m. So, guys,
All the
check
way
that
through
out.
till 6. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, go check that out. That some pretty cool stuff. If you like the video of the mouth, um, check that out. That'd be cool too. Um, so I mean, I've been kind of chatting with JoJo back and forth as well, and talking about Yowies over there. Have you encountered any of those?
I haven't.
No.
I'm not. I do believe. I 100% believe. I believe in a lot, to be honest with you. I think after seeing that thing with my mouth, and it really opened me up to a lot of possibilities out there. You know, I think when you think of paranormal, I think supernatural. I think there are so many things out there that we can't explain, and I'm open to all that. So 100%, I believe there is.
Yeah. And for those of you who might not know, Yowies are their version of the Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
So,
I saw this documentary not long ago, the other day, and they had a gentleman in Ireland found bones of a fairy.
That's cool.
There was, yeah, actual bones
Mhm.
of a fairy,
Wow.
and I was like, I'm not surprised. Like, I'm really not surprised. I think there's a lot out there that we don't know about.
oh,
Hmm.
definitely,
I
definitely.
agree.
And it seems to be coming through on your investigations too. That's
Mhm.
pretty cool.
God, yes.
Do you do, because a lot of the videos that I saw on Facebook are old hotels,
Yes.
penitentiaries. Do you do more of those, or would you do like private cases for
Oh,
residents there? And which
we
do you
have
like
done
better?
a lot of, yeah, we've done a lot of private cases. A lot of them we don't post only
Right.
because of, they are very sensitive subjects.
Yep.
I
Privacy.
remember
Hmm.
one of the worst cases I ever had, and that's how I met Pete, that's how we met and started this together, is a lady had reached out to him first, and she had a case of possession.
Mm.
And I think she wanted to reach out to me too because it was a bit more comfortable talking to a woman with what she
Mhm.
was explaining to me. It can get very intimate details, so I can just say that the details were very full on. Something you wouldn't feel comfortable sharing with a male. So she was speaking to me too, and then Pete and I met, and she wanted us to help her. And what we did was I arranged a time, got on a flight, and met up with Pete, went straight to her place. We did an investigation. It was a really sensitive topic because she also had children. So, for me being a mum, I it's really hard for people out there to reach out because they can be embarrassed. A lot of people wouldn't believe them. And, of course, you got to be really careful, though. And I say this before doing a case like this, you really got to get the records, like a doctor
Yep.
records, and, get the medical side of it done. So, with what you're dealing with,
Mhm.
that's exactly what we did. And this was really legit. And she was in a really bad way. And we got to the point where we got the evidence. We sent it to the church, and they had to perform around, God, she said around 10 exorcisms on her. Um, and at this moment, this day, she is so good. She
That's
is
awesome.
Wow.
great. Her children, we got the most beautiful message from her, and it was, thank you so much. You helped me so much.
Mhm.
And it was something where that's how, I think everything happens for a reason. That's how Pete and I met. It was to help somebody. And it also made us really look at what is out there and how much you got to be really careful. She never dabbled in anything dark. She never did any Ouija board. She didn't do anything like that. It was something that I think people that are going through something difficult in their time, they can, again, it's like a beacon. You can attract paranormal, you can
Mhm.
attract demons, you can attract anything like that. And it depends on your state of mind at that moment. And she was going through a lot in her life. So her state of mind wasn't as strong as
Mhm.
what it usually is, so
Yeah.
that's where possession comes into it.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah, that was one of the special cases we had and a great ending. So
Yeah,
that was
and,
brilliant.
that is a great ending. I've too have participated in a couple of truly demonic cases,
Yeah,
and sometimes I've heard of some that don't end so well, but
absolutely.
yeah. Yeah, that's
you know,
fantastic.
and it is, you know, a lot of people, they think, oh no, I couldn't do this because I got kids, and you know, what if it comes onto me, or what if, you know, I take something home? And I do understand that. Of course, it's normal to think that way. I do as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I always say this to people, it's mind over matter. When you
Yep.
walk into a place, when you're dealing with something like that, when it's, I call them elements, I don't call them demons, I call them elements.
Mm-hmm.
When you're dealing with elements, you got to be really strong minded. You
Yep.
have to stand your ground.
And
You
show
can't go
no fear.
in. Absolutely. You can't go in with secrets. You can't go in, you know, feeling a
Yep.
certain way, you know, if you're having a bad day. There are times where we're set up to go investigate, and I'll go to Pete, I'm not feeling right today. I'm not going to do it. You know, you really got to have your head really on, you know, otherwise you can get
I could
attachments.
not
You
agree with
really,
you more.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
And
So
Yep.
you just got to be careful.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm new to this. I've only been doing this for a year, the investigations and stuff. And everything you just said, Angela, Krista has, I don't want to say beaten into my head, but I mean she's told me that from day one. Our first my first time in Ashmore, and I wholeheartedly believe it. And not that I ever doubted you, Krista, but it's just
Sure.
reassuring
Mm-hmm.
to hear other people say it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's
You
Yeah.
know, the funny
I,
thing is, yeah, the funny thing is as many times you hear it from others, you'll never really believe it until you see it for
right.
yourself.
Yep. Yeah.
exactly
I couldn't agree with you more, Angela.
yeah
Thank
Mhm.
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, you got to be in it and you got
Mm.
to see it for yourself to really believe it. And even then, you still doubt yourself. You
Yeah.
know, it's,
You mentioned Ouija boards, and let's touch
mm,
base on that because I know a lot of people, it's a big taboo thing. My personal feelings on the Ouija boards
mm,
differ from a lot of people only because, like, to me, the board isn't the problem. It's your
no,
number one, it's your intentions, and number two, it's the proper opening and proper closing of the board.
absolutely.
So no, I'm not going to let, children don't need to be using the board.
Oh
However,
God, no.
who knows what they're doing, who's strong in their belief, they want to do it, that's fine. I have no
Mm,
problems with that. But it's people that are uneducated and they use it for the
absolutely,
board. It can be bad.
absolutely,
However, the right, if you go in with the right intentions, it's no different than using, a ghost box or something like that, because it's a
exactly.
means
That's
of communication.
exactly right. Well,
Mhm.
that's what I said to Pete. You know, a Ouija board, a spirit board. It's, I think, I think with myself, I get more nervous with it because of what I
Mhm.
do have around me, and I
Mhm.
don't know if it's bad. I know it's not anything good sometimes, you know,
Mhm.
and I get very cautious on where you use it. You know, I am
Sure.
all for you got to ask permission because, you know, I don't want to do that in my house. It's really like when we did it at the hotel, we couldn't stress enough to him saying, are you okay with this? Are you sure?
Mm.
You know, it's, you know, you got to be very careful because you are opening up doors. And if you do it the right way, you should be fine. But there are cases where, you know, of course something else can come through. It's a
Sure.
doorway, you know, but just like you said, it's like a spirit box. It's exactly like a spirit board. You know, you're
Mhm.
using a spirit box, you're asking, is anybody there? And that's our
Right.
biggest mistake. Is
Yeah.
anybody there? Because
Yeah.
then we're inviting everything, you
Every
know,
brother, neighbor. Yep.
and and unfortunately, I guarantee I still do that. And I go, why did I say that? You know,
Mhm.
it's a
Yeah.
normal thing to say, but it's exactly
Yep.
the same thing.
Mhm.
I remember a friend of mine from the UK. He said to me, and you should use a spirit board. And I said, yeah, no, I'm really not into it. And he goes, oh, you'll get hurt. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, I'll pick up the board and hit you over the head with it. That's as much as it's going to hurt you. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, fair enough. You know, I
Wow.
know Hollywood has made spirit boards look really bad and,
Mhm.
you know, all these
Yeah.
movies, but we should always be cautious in everything we do, you
Absolutely.
know, any
Absolutely.
kind of equipment.
And me personally, I don't even use whenever I go out ghost hunting, and Paul can attest to this. I mean, I personally don't use equipment. It's
Nope.
just not my
That's
thing,
beautiful. That's
and
great.
I feel like, your senses, they tell you more than anything, and
A
there's so many
lot.
times people are looking down at a piece of equipment instead of looking in front of them, and they miss seeing, a full bodied apparition might walk in front of them.
Hmm.
So
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at with, like equipment and stuff. I don't knock anybody that does it. It's just not my thing.
Yeah.
Because you know what, when a REM pod goes off and when a cat ball goes off, it's going off. But in the back of your head, you're saying to yourself, "Is it the battery? Is it the
Right.
wind? Is it
Mm-hmm.
this? Is it that?" And you're never really going to get a real answer to it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I love using our senses. Like I said to Pete, our next investigation, we're going with nothing. We're going with
There
no
you go.
equipment.
Yeah.
I would rather walk in
Mm-hmm.
blindfolded,
Yep.
and really using my senses, just listening. And, I could be blindfolded. He could
Mm-hmm.
be, ears blocked so he can't hear and just use his eyesight. We could do something really different. And that's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. You just got to think outside the box,
Mhm.
and that's our next
Absolutely.
investigation. So we're very excited about that one.
Let us know how
Yep.
that is, because like
Yeah.
that's how I roll. That's how I investigate.
Yeah,
Well,
I
we're
was just gonna
planning.
say,
Yeah.
Angela, when you guys do that, get in touch with me afterwards, and
Okay.
don't tell me what happened. I would kind of like to have you guys both on sometime, even if we have to do a pre-recorded
Yeah,
show.
of
I would
course.
really like to hear what happens and hear that firsthand. So if you
Absolutely.
guys don't mind, doing that,
Of
that's be
course. Oh, it's
fantastic.
a lot easier for us. We do live together, so
There you
Sunday
go.
mornings are easy, so we can do that. That's no
There you
problem.
Yeah,
go.
it's
Yeah.
11 o'clock over there right now on Sunday morning.
Oh
Um,
wow.
something.
Yeah. 12 o'clock now. 12
Oh, 12
o'clock.
o'clock. Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. So, Barbara mentioned earlier that she was getting stomach cramps and everything. So, I asked her how she was feeling. It, this is weird, really weird. I just timed the pain. It stopped at 5:53, just as the topic changed to yowies.
Huh.
Wow.
That was
Crazy.
weird.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
When we're talking about
But
paranormal, and especially something what happened, um, just because we're on a platform, it's the universe is very small.
Mm-hmm.
And people can pick up a lot, especially if they're empaths. They could
Yep.
pick up a lot.
Mm-hmm. There's another
so
question too for
86 just asked, do you take any precautions, holy water, etc., before you
Absolutely.
go?
Absolutely. I actually have this oil that we got from Greece from a little church that's been blessed. We do have holy water. I have a tattoo cross on my back and I have my protection here. I know a lot of people say, make sure at the end of investigation you say, you are not to follow me, you are not to come. It's great to say that and everything. I don't really think they'll listen. I think they have their own mind, and if they want to come, they'll come. But I think,
Mhm.
like I said, it's mind over matter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If you're strong minded and if you don't give it what it wants, you'll be okay. Especially at home. When we ignored
Yep.
what was happening, it went away. You just got to ignore it. And that's the best
Mhm.
part. That's the best advice I can give you if you've got something at home.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, whenever I leave a place, I always kind of walk the halls and kind of thank everybody. I thank the spirits for uh,
Yes.
interacting with me, and please stay here. I don't want you to come home with me or anything.
We say it.
Yeah. So and again, those of you who know I'm from St. Louis and Northern California Cub fan. Cardinals don't like the Cubs, but I have to tell you, this is my favorite Cub fan. I wonder what is causing that clicking, or crackling and clicking. I don't know if either one of you guys can hear it, but I can hear it a lot, and I've
I
heard.
can hear it.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but I certainly hear that.
No idea.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah. Something is chewing on the wires. No.
I just heard knocking. I hope that was you.
That was me.
That was you.
That was me. And the cat ball hasn't gone off anymore, so
Gotcha.
Oh, that's good.
yeah. And I've
Yeah,
been kind of
very
hitting
good.
the table, so anyway. So are you going any? Oh, actually, before we get to that, tell me
Yes.
about that the Hobart Penitentiary that you guys went
Oh,
to.
oh, Jesus. I was in agony that night. So after we did the investigation with the dolls, about a couple of minutes later, we all separated. We all stayed, like I stayed in the courthouse, and Pete was in the what was what the asylum, asylum jail that he was in. Dan was in another location at the very back with the caretaker's house, and we all had our own investigations going on. I was so I was in so much pain. I actually started getting cramps, and it was like someone kept stabbing me, like
Mm.
constantly, in the side of my leg. I couldn't even stand up, and you could actually hear on the spirit box, and it said, your leg, pain." Like it was telling me that they were causing it. And I'm sitting there by myself. I'm laying on this bed, and we had walkie talkies, and I was taking the piss, and I was just annoying the boys a lot, just going hello, you know, and making them scream and jump. It was hilarious. But then as I'm laying there, I look up and I just see this black figure just go over the whole thing. It just flew over me. And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm sitting there and I hear footsteps, because right where
Mhm.
the courthouse is, you go down the stairs is the tunnels, and it's
Mm.
the cave tunnels, and you can actually see finger markings of where they used to like screech and like it would get
Oh.
dragged down the tunnels. It was horrible. It was a really horrible feeling. And I'm sitting there by myself going, looking at the time, going, oh my God, I don't want to be here alone. I don't want to be here alone. I can't stand doing it
Wow.
alone. That's like my biggest fear. And I kept hearing these noises. And then as I'm sitting on the bed, someone kicked the bed, and you just see me jump, and I'm like, what the? And I'm like, okay, I'm ready, I'm out, let's go, I'm ready to go. I'm calling Pete, going, come get me right now, I'm not moving. He's freaking out. I don't know, Dan got a few things but not as much. Pete got running up and down near the chapel and near the asylum part, the insane asylum part. But yeah, I saw quite a bit, and there was a lot of movement. It was an amazing place. It was really
Like,
creepy. Yeah, it just gave you a lot of dread. There was a lot of dread in that place,
mhm.
a lot of pain.
Wow. Sounds like it.
Yeah, guys, go
Yeah,
over and check out the YouTube channel and their Facebook page. I know we talk about a lot of stuff over here in America, but there's a lot of creepy stuff over in Australia.
Hmm.
It
definitely.
seems pretty cool. I mean, that would
Mhm.
be,
I mean, there's a lot of creepy stuff in Australia that's living and dead. It sounds like.
yeah,
Oh God, definitely. Be afraid of the living, not the dead. That's what I say all the time.
the ones with 8
I
legs.
was, yeah, I was thinking
Pretty
about the
much.
eight-legged ones, the ones that slither, the
Yeah,
things that try to kill you.
Big time. Big time. That's like one
yeah.
of the fears, you're sitting there in a haunted cemetery, and you're like,
Mhm.
you get stones thrown at you. And I remember because it hit my mum right in the head and she was bleeding. And here I am laughing though, because I thought it was hilarious because, we're by ourselves, and I dodged one. One stone went flying and I actually moved my head, and I was like,
Wow.
oh, you missed me. And I'm jumping fences. I'm looking around everywhere looking for people, because that's your first instinct is it's a
Mhm.
person.
Right.
This is a person doing this. There was nobody inside.
So,
Nobody.
do you think
And
possibly, like here, our Bigfoot are known for throwing rocks and stones and pebbles? Could it
absolutely.
possibly have been, something like that?
Well, I'll tell you one story that really got me as well. It was another cemetery one. And it was the
Mhm.
place that I was mentioning before where that figure came out from the tree and went back in. I got that on video. So myself and my mother went there during a night, and it wasn't raining, it was just sprinkling, it was one of those nice cool nights. There were no wind, and we're standing. I was really nervous to go in for some
Mhm.
reason that night, and I was going, okay, it's just the two of us, we're two ladies, and there's could be a
Sure.
psycho in there. You got to think of the people, and but we go in, and as I'm standing there, it's like I never seen this before. I saw a full apparition of a lady in a white dress, and she floated right across where the graves were. And I was like, "Oh my God," but it looked beautiful. Like it wasn't frightening, it was just amazing.
Hmm.
I couldn't believe what I saw with my eyes.
Sure.
But then it gets dark.
Hmm.
So we're standing there, and where this cemetery is, it's so big. There's like a road in the middle of the cemetery, and it goes really far down. And you're looking at the end of the cemetery, and I'm standing there, and my mother doesn't see nothing. She's one of those people, it's really annoying, where you go, oh my God, you see that? I didn't see nothing. Did you hear that? I didn't hear nothing. You know, she is so cynical and so skepticism. Like, she does believe in it, but even though she may see a spirit in front of her, she'll still go, oh, it could have been a person. You
Right.
know, she's really hard to please. But we're standing there, and I tell you, I've never seen anything like this before. It was like a panther, you know, like a
Wow.
black dog, like, but it was sliding on the ground with his arms like this, really slow. It had a really small head. It was going sideways, and then it just turned and was facing us. Like, here we are at the other end, and there it is right there. And I'm looking at it, and I can't hear my mum say anything. So automatically, you know,
Mm-hmm.
mum can't see it. Maybe it's me. She looks at me and goes, "What the F is that?" And I go, "What?" And she goes, "What is that thing at the end?" I went, "What, you see it?" That's when it started getting
Mm-hmm.
real for me, because I'm like, oh my gosh, she actually sees what I'm looking at right now. And it looked like it was going to charge. It
Wow.
looked it looked like it was this far off the ground. It was gliding, you know, like gliding, like an animal, but it was all black. It was like it moved like a panther, you know, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, get in the car, run. And she looked at me, we got everything and we ran. We actually didn't even look back. We ran.
Wow.
Because that was the moment it really hit me that that was real. Mum saw it. If
Sure.
she saw it, it's real.
Mhm.
She was like, I was in shock, but I don't know what that was. I have no idea. No idea.
Wow.
I've never seen it again, you know, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
really strange, that one. People have said hellhounds, or, you know, they've said, what was the
Well,
other
we
one
have
that they talked about?
here in the States, I don't know if you have it over there. You said it was cat-like. We have like a wampus cat, something like that,
Oh,
and that's on the cryptid side of things. So
yeah. Oh,
who knows?
see, I've never seen that before. Never, never. It was creepy just from the way it moved.
Yeah.
It was
Wow.
like gliding, and then it just turned around and was ready to charge. Like, couldn't see
Creepy.
its face, just the shape. You know,
Mm.
it was a still night, and I wasn't going to take any risks. I went,
Sure.
run, just run.
I
Yeah.
hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. Wow.
Was it on all fours or was it?
All fours. Yeah, all
Wow.
fours.
Mhm.
Definitely wasn't a dog. Definitely, 100%. I can say that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That's
If it was a
scary.
cat, it was a really big cat, and I've never seen a big cat like that before. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
definitely not a
No
cat.
kidding.
I have no idea what that was, but I've never seen that again. And for
Wow.
some reason, like I said, that night, I felt like it was off. Like there was something not
Hmm.
right about that night.
Wow.
Scary.
I really want to go to
Mm.
Australia now. so, so where is one place in Australia that is, well, two questions. Where is
Mm.
one place over there that is your go-to place that you just love to go, you get stuff all the time?
That place there that I just mentioned, St. Jude Cemetery,
Hmm.
that I have maybe twice out of 50 times that I've gotten nothing, just maybe two times I've gotten nothing.
Wow.
Um, there's been so much activity, so much. That's one of my favorites. I And the second place is the Terminus Hotel in Morgan. Um, Amazing hotel that was built in the Gold Rush mine days. They used to house all the bodies in there. It was like a second morgue.
Oh,
There was actually an actual morgue that was built at the front of the Terminus Hotel. It's a very ironic story. The guy that built the morgue was the first one to go into the morgue.
oh
Oh
wow.
wow.
Yes, it was a very sad story,
Mhm.
that one. So he drowned right after he built it. And
Mm.
across from the Terminus Hotel is another hotel that's called the Commercial Hotel, and it was a murder suicide. There's so much activity that happens between the both, and yeah, one of my favorite places. The owners, the town Morgan, is absolutely incredible. They
Wow.
are so welcoming. We get the whole thing to ourselves. We can investigate whenever we want, and
Hmm.
it's it's always been friendly. I haven't had anything bad happen there. We've had, light shades moving,
Mhm.
disembodied voices moving, walking up and down. I've never felt any threatening feeling. I've never felt
Mhm.
threatened over there. So it's a nice haunting. Yeah, it's very nice.
Those are the
Where
best.
where is a place in Australia that you have not been but would love to go?
Oh, I would love to investigate the Kapunda Hotel. Um, it is a hotel where there was a lot of deaths. Now, there's a paranormal team that does lives there, and they won't allow anyone to do anything there.
Mm.
So it's all to themselves, and it's good for them. But yeah, that's one place I really, really wanted to go to.
Mhm.
I know that we have a really haunted asylum here. Yes, I would love to do it, but a part of me, I'll be honest with you, I've done asylums down in Victoria and that. I just didn't feel right doing it.
Mhm.
I have this discussion with Pete a lot, like I said to him the other day, I said, when I did the investigation at an asylum, it just felt wrong. you
Mhm.
know um I was there for a tour, and the guy kept telling us about the stories and all the suffering and
Right.
everything that these spirits endured. But the first thing that came to my head was, how many times are you telling the story and the spirits are listening to the stories over and
Mhm.
over and over, and we're sitting here and investigating and seeing if these spirits are real, and these people have gone through something so traumatic that we can't fathom. It made me really emotional.
Mhm. Sure.
So asylums, I find, makes me emotional. I
Mhm.
try to not do those as much. But jails, I love. Been to a lot of jails. They're
Awesome.
Haunted
great.
jails, not real jails, right?
Yes, haunted jails. It's like there was this
Careful what you
jail
wish
we
for.
went to. Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to this haunted jail, and I actually got one of those bats and I pretended to be a warden. And I'm going through the jail cells and I'm banging up and I'm going, come on, it's time to get out. I want 10 push-ups. I want this. I was just, reenacting. And we actually got as a disembodied voice, F you screw. Now, if and it was so loud, and I went, now that is such an amazing response, because what did they used to call them back then was screws, and it was
Mhm.
like F you screw. So it was so incredible. Like, we've gotten so much amazing activity in
Wow.
jails, and yeah,
Wow.
really great.
And just not by asking questions, just by, like you said, reenacting something.
That's right. I
Mhm.
handcuffed my mother to one of the jail cells. I left it there for a while. And she's like, don't leave me here. I'm like, sorry. Hold the
Sorry, see ya.
camera. Enjoy.
Too funny.
Yeah. The
Oh,
good old
wow.
times. Good old times.
Um, so there's one more question in here. Barbara
Yes.
asked, "How do you keep the paranormal away from your daily life?"
Mm. Okay. That's why I took a bit of a step back for a little while, because the paranormal can be really overwhelming sometimes. It's fun, it's scary, it's dangerous too, and you got to be
Right.
really careful, and you got to do it moderately. The moment I feel like I have to investigate is when I'm not enjoying it. It has to be something you love to do, but you got to be
Mhm.
really careful. I try to keep it away from my family life.
Mhm.
I don't talk about it with the kids around. Um,
Right.
I do have a priest that comes over and blesses the house every month. You know, and just be really strong with mindset.
Mhm.
Be really strong in your
Yeah.
mindset if you're going to
Sure.
do something like that.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
I kind of liken it to people say, once you get one tattoo, you have to get like three or four more.
So true.
And I kind of liken that to investigating like that.
Mhm.
Once you do
Yes,
one, you're hooked. You need to go back,
Yeah.
and
it does get
it
addictive.
yeah, it
Mhm.
does, it does. So
Absolutely.
Angela, this has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
I
you.
really appreciate you coming on tonight,
Mhm.
and just thank you so much. And don't forget,
Appreciate it.
guys, make sure that you check out her YouTube channel, Spirit Crew Australia.
Mhm.
I don't have the link queued up for me
I
here.
got it here.
Okay,
I'll share it
Um,
as you.
Okay.
Also, I just wanted to do a
Yes.
bit of a shout out. Spirit Crew Australia, when I started, it was just Spirit Crew Australia. Now, what I've done is I wanted people out there to join teams and really bring our name out. So we actually have Spirit Crew Canada, we've got Spirit Crew Victoria, Spirit Crew Scotland, Spirit
Cool.
Crew Tasmania, and we're expanding. So if there's
Wow.
anybody out there that really wants to join a team and that wants to try this and really learn, and we are like a community,
Mhm.
I am there helping, and you can start your own team and you can do lives from Facebook and so on, and you got a community behind you. So, you know, shoot me a
Mhm.
message, happy to help you. So yeah.
Well, I have to say that's fantastic what you're doing because, there's so much negative, a lot of drama and stuff like that going on in the paranormal world. And that,
Absolutely.
we're all about, Paul and I and our whole team, we're all about, promoting each other and lifting up everybody and helping each other out. That's what we're none of us have the answers and we all
Yeah.
want
No,
them,
Yeah.
So why
absolutely.
not help people out? So I think that's fantastic what you're doing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you. I know there's people out there that really want to do something like this and they just
Mhm.
don't know where to start.
Sure.
And to start, if there's someone in Chicago or New
Mhm.
York, it could be Spirit Crew New York, Chicago, you're
Mhm.
your own team. It's got nothing to do with me, but you're just under one umbrella where we all, experience and share our stories and, get the name
Mhm.
out there and just make Spirit Crew really huge. So
That is
that's where
awesome.
we've
Yeah.
been at.
That's awesome.
All
Awesome.
right.
Great. All right. And what is your email address so people can get in touch with you that way?
Absolutely. It is spiritcrewau@yahoo.com. All lowercase.
SpiritCrewAU at what.com?
Yahoo.com.
Okay. All right. I will edit the show notes and I'll put her email address in there. So if you need to get in touch with her, you'll have her email address as well.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Angela, thank you so much for being here
Yes,
tonight.
thank you.
You're very
And
welcome.
everybody in chat, hope you liked the show. Thank you guys so much for being here. Want a quick shout out to one of my favorite names now, Leafy Monkey. Thank you for
Yeah.
the $2.99, and again, thank you for
Twice.
the $2.99.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's lovely.
Kelly Sandiford, thank you for the $5. Appreciate you.
Mhm.
Mr. and Mrs. Knack, welcome to the party. Thank you so much for becoming a member.
Yeah.
And Josh, my original member, thank you so much for gifting 5 more. I certainly do appreciate all of you guys for being here. So,
Yep. And don't forget Donny Cho and BMR are on tonight.
Donny Cho, we're going to be watching a movie over there.
We are. It's movie night over there. We're all going to be over there.
That's right. I don't remember what the movie is, but it has. I don't want to spoil it for him, so it's going to be a good movie. So,
Yeah.
head on over to Donny Cho's channel and check that out. So, I think that's it. Everybody have a great rest
Beautiful.
of your weekend. We will
Thank
see you
you.
later in the week.
Thank
Angela,
you.
thank you again so much, and say hi to
Bye,
Pete too.
everyone. I will.
All right. Good
See
night,
you
everybody.
guys.
This is the future. Evolution. This is the future.